Hello everybody, welcome to another video. I got some Star Wars Battlefront for you guys today. The story behind this gameplay is, if you guys remember my New Year's video, which was another Star Wars Battlefront gameplay on the sulfur fields. I was doing pretty decent, and then I got shit on by lag and all that type of stuff. So this is the gameplay that happened right after it, because I think that's the map rotation on some servers. I don't know, like map rotation is like certain maps, then sulfur fields, then I think this is the Doom Sea trade or whatever the hell it is. I go 23-13, I think. So I had a pretty good gameplay despite the amount of deaths I had, but it was still pretty good. We ended up losing though, which sucked. Either way, I was still doing pretty beast. You know, the DH-17, which is the blaster I'm using, is a pretty beast weapon. So I hope you guys enjoy that in the background. Anyway, the topic I wanted to talk about with you guys today is, just, kind of like telling a story type of thing, or at least asking you guys questions. So the question I want to ask you guys, well, it's a question involved with the story, but the question I want to ask you guys is, what inspired you to create a YouTube channel and upload videos? I may or may not have asked this before, if I have, I apologize, but I think it's nice to share that type of stuff with subscribers and all that stuff. So I want to know what you guys like, what kind of stories you guys have, like who inspired you to make videos and stuff. It could be anyone, big, small, average size channels. I think like knowing that type of stuff is pretty cool, because it's like, oh wow, so this type of guy like inspired you, all that type of stuff. Me, I've said this many times before, my initial interest of uploading YouTube videos came from my buddy Noah, who I knew at the time was Beetle, and he had a channel called Reload x2, which was video gameplay off like a flip camera. He had gameplays of that, and it was all Wii gameplay. And back in the day, this is like 2010, 2011, or at least somewhere around there. Yeah, it was like somewhere around there. But yeah, it was during the Black Ops 1 era, and me and him and a couple of other buddies that we all knew, we all used to get together and play in lobbies and stuff, shit on people in some cases, get shit on in some cases. So he used to tell me about, he used to upload videos and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And prior to that, I had no idea that YouTube could be used for that type of stuff. I always went to YouTube just to look up music videos of some of my favorite bands and all that type of stuff. But then when he was telling me about all this stuff, and he was telling me about more people that used to do it, I looked into it a little bit more. And that interest, like, and those influences of me, being on YouTube, like, began to grow. Like, the influences of me, like, uploading videos, like, that list began to grow. Soon I looked up guys like, Mr. Hot Noobs, who was a pretty decent sized channel in the Wii community. I've always enjoyed his content, whether he watches this or not, it really doesn't matter, but I've always enjoyed his content, and anyone else in the Wii community, for the most part, because then when the Wii community started to go downhill was like Black Ops 2, whatever, and Ghost era type of thing. So that was when I stopped watching, like that was when the Nintendo community kind of died at that point. But I mean, a lot of the people that I watched in the Nintendo community, I usually enjoyed, and I enjoyed their content, and I respected them. I've mentioned this maybe once or twice on my Life on the Wii series that I had a little over a year ago, or a little less than a year ago, either way, give or take. And I don't know, anyone else I can think of? I used to watch a lot of guys like Fisticuffs, but then over time, Fisticuffs began to annoy me, because the way I see it, like, it's like I liked him because he always spoke the truth about certain stuff about Call of Duty, but then after a while, it kind of gets to me anyway, it kind of starts to become whiny and complainy type of stuff. And I said to myself, I'm like, you know what, if I ever eventually made YouTube videos, I wouldn't want to be like that to my subscribers. I mean, yeah, I kind of, give my opinions and quote-unquote complain about some stuff that I my interests, like wrestling and so on, and maybe some video game related stuff. But I don't do it to be super annoying and overbearing, if that makes any sense. So he was a big influence of mine, and yeah, he just kind of fell off. And I really haven't really watched his content probably since Ghost. So, and I barely watched any Ghost videos. I think I can count how many Ghost videos I've watched on all my fingers and toes, which is 20, but maybe less even. I only watch just like very few Ghost-related gameplays. Depends on the person, but that's a different story for a different time. So yeah, so I mean, there were other people like Jive Turkey. Jive Turkey, I always enjoyed him because he was charismatic, you know. That's another thing. Like being charismatic, like, and all that type of stuff meant a lot to me on YouTube, because there were a lot of people who I watched who had decent, you know, gameplay, but their personalities were so blah that I was just like, I can't watch this shit, you know. It's really annoying to me, you know. So I guess that's kind of like how I decided to start a YouTube channel, because, you know, it once led to a buddy of mine who got me into it by showing me all his videos, you know. Then I started looking into more stuff, and then I started to get an idea of what the type of stuff I wanted to do on YouTube is. And 5 years later, over 5 years later, I guess now I'm finally doing it more consistently than I thought I ever could do, you know. So I was pretty happy about that. But like I said, guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know who your influences are in the comment section of this video. And another thing I want to mention, leave your questions down below for a future Q&A for the month of January. I'm gonna get that episode up. I haven't had time to, you know, in all the commentaries I've made, I haven't really had much time to, you know, mention that, but I'm mentioning it in this video. So please, if you'd like, leave comments down and leave your questions in the comment section. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.